Hello everyone, my name is Devin with HDpiano.com, and in today's lesson I'll be showing you guys how to play I'm a Believer by the Monkees. It's a classic from 1966 and it sounds something like this. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that's just a taste up into the pre-chorus, and that's what we're going to learn in this video. We're going to set the foundation for the whole piece, though. We're going to learn all these chords, get it happening under our fingers, and then I hope you can head on over to HDpiano.com to learn the rest, including an accompaniment video where I'm going to talk about ways to just play this song without featuring the melody, because as you can see here, we're working on a melody-focused arrangement. So all that and more over at HDpiano.com. Now, before I dive in, quick question. How many of you guys have played organ before? That sound that we hear up top comes from an organ, and there are all sorts of different types of organs. But I'm curious if any of you guys have ever had the chance to play one. Comment below and let me know. All right, here we go. So we're in the key of G major. And normally we see this F sharp, and we'll see some F sharps in this tune for sure. But we're also going to see some F naturals because this song has a bit of a bluesy kick, so we have that dominant 7th. And that is our first chord, G7, G dominant 7th. So middle C is here. We've got our left hand, thumb on G, and we've got right hand on G, D, and F. And what we're going to see is the top two notes of this chord come down stepwise. And so we're walking from here to the C and the E to the B and the D, which is just G major root position. So that's that organ riff, and we're going to hear that in the intro, but also in the choruses. All right, just get that happening under your fingers, nice and confident. There's a little pickup at the beginning. That's a G on the end of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have this little guitar riff in our left hand. Now this will be a little tricky, but it's just 3 notes, so that's the nice thing about it. And it's just going from C to D to F, natural again. That's C, D, F, 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 C, D, down to G. And that's where we start the verse. So it's a little 3-measure intro. So left hand by itself. All right, super slow, 3 and 4 and. And on this last one, pointer, thumb, which gets us down to G. All right, so whole intro, both hands, nice and slow. 4, let's see, 3 and 4 and. That's a little slow. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And we're into the verse. Okay, great. So the verse melody only uses 4 notes. It's pretty amazing. Such a catchy melody using only 4 notes. And the pre-chorus as well only uses these 4 notes with a single instance of B flat. Another bluesy kind of note. All right, so what's going on in the melody? Sounds very diatonic and scalar. It's just derived from that. All right, so that's G, 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 A, C, C, B, A, G. So try it with me. Slowly. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. One more time. Now on the left, play 4 Gs, 4 Ds, and then 4 Gs. 3, 4. All right, one more time. 3, 4. All right, so that's a great place to start if you feel like you're more of a beginner. But the arrangement does call for a little bit of harmony sneaking in there in in this mid-range, kind of below the melody. So we're going to play a B and a D underneath, and this will kind of reset the fingering for our right hand. We'll have to compensate for those notes, but we're going to go from B and D to C and F sharp, and we always want to use kind of our two lowest fingers, or whatever our lowest available fingers are, to leave room for the melody. That's kind of the harmonic core. And if we add the melody on top, all right, so we go from G major, B, D, G, to D7, C, F sharp, and A. Melody jumps up to C, but these two stay the same. C, B, A, G, with D and G below for this second inversion G major chord, down to first inversion. All right, so root position, first, third, fifth. We take that bottom note up an octave to G on top. We get first inversion. Take the bottom note up an octave. We get second inversion. So we start on second inversion and then walk down to first inversion of G major. And then we fill in this measure. And that's almost like a little strummed guitar represented on the piano. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just D, G, and B. All right, so the next four measures are much the same, just a slightly different rhythm. And as always, I recommend that when you're playing a melody version, when you're playing the melody on piano, it's always great to sing the melody in your head. Be familiar with the words so that you can make sure that your melody lines up with the syllables and, the scansion matches, so that you're not playing something that would be very strange to sing. So, meant for someone else, but not for me. All right, so those are the lyrics there for the second half. Bum, 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 bum. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. And the left hand is the same. 4 Gs, 4 Ds, and then 8 Gs after that. And you can see we're using the same chords, G major first inversion, and D7, and back to G. All right, so then we're going into the pre-chorus, which we're going to get to a little later in the next video, but I'll give you a little taste. So we hold that G, then we hit G7, we change the G to an F natural, and then we get to the pre-chorus. This is C major, E, G, and C. First time we've seen a C major chord, but we're just going to go between C and G 3 times, and then we hit a D, and that launches us into the chorus. Of course, for the full details on that bit, we'll see you over at HDpiano.com. Now, before we move on, I just want to give you a super slow playthrough of everything we learned. That's 11 measures. So from the top, 2, 3, 4. And then we're into the pre-chorus. All right, very nice. That's the intro and verse of I'm a Believer, and we'll see you over at HDpiano.com to learn the pre-chorus and rest of the song. My name is Devin, and while I have you here, please like and subscribe, and follow us on social media so you know what's coming next. We'll talk to you guys soon.